Tracy Ellis had came to CultureCon, and she had said a few things that I want to discuss and talk about, because I think it's very important to address these few issues, because we go through them and it's normal and things happen, and it doesn't mean that because you have more money you're just different from other people. No, we all got some things we want to deal with, and it goes across the spectrum, and it's something that I really want to discuss about. So a few things she said. She's not comfortable with her hair, her skin, her body, her personality at one point in her life, and it comes to where we are just not happy with who we are, and in so many different factors comes in. Sometimes we just look at ourselves and we just like, we don't like what we see. This point period, right? But sometimes it's influences. Like we see things, we hear things, we're being told how we should be, and it gets all icky, or we just don't like where our upbringing, who we came from, and it just gets really very weird, right? And it's okay. Sometimes we just don't like it, but it can always be fixed, right? And in an organic way, not saying artificially. I mean, people do it artificially, that's on them, but organically, we can be comfortable with who we are, because being who we are is what makes our uniqueness shine, right? That's what makes the world different. We have different cultures and textures, and it's a lot, right? And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. If we all the same way, it's gonna be boring. You're gonna be crying for something different. But now we're different, and then we're crying to not be different, want to be the same. That's just doesn't work. And that's not what makes the world be unique the way how it is. Nature is a beautiful thing. It's unique in its own way, and we are from nature, and we are going to be unique in our own way. And it's okay to be different. Okay. Tracy, she's mixed, so she just didn't understand why her hair is that way. Well, not understand it, but she didn't like it because she didn't look like other people, and she just didn't didn't feel comfortable, right? But she got out of it. She overcame it, which I'm glad that she did. And she's a rocking woman today, right? So if you feel that you're uncomfortable with yourself, it's okay to find help. Find somebody who's been in your shoes and how they overcame that. She's a great inspiration. There's other people that you can look up to. You can find them on YouTube. You can find somebody. You can find somebody on, just Google it. You can just ask somebody. You can go to the library, get books, or whatever that is, to get that great inspiration. And the people who organically just love themselves and improve themselves. If they need to improve it, there's something they need to improve. Or just embrace of just who they are, period. No filter, no nothing, right? Not changing anything at all. Cause yeah, we all change, right? We could always evolve into different things, different people, like different things as we go, as we age, but you are who you are. And you have to remember that being different is a good thing. I understand sometimes things are, didn't come out right, this certain disorders and stuff like that. I clearly understand that. But I mean, even some people with disorders, they still loving who they are. I mean, you're like, wait, hold up. You want to be in their delight, right? Because why did they know, they accepted, like, listen, this is what was wrong. I gotta live with this. Okay, well, I'm not gonna be sad all my life. That's not gonna bring me nothing. That's not gonna bring me joy. That's not gonna be live through life. I want to enjoy my life, so let me have a good time with this disorder, right? And it's inspiration. You look at them, it's like, oh my God, I wish I had your energy. But you can. You have to look into yourself and know that you are a unique being. Without your uniqueness, how can the world be unique collectively as a whole, right? And I'm just happy that she overcame being uncomfortable with who she is in every way, and is a rocking woman today, right? So I know it's sad that there's so many things influencing of us to be different and not be happy with ourselves. But don't make that be an influence. Don't make that be something that you're not being yourself. That's where you have to actually, when you see that, you got it. That should make you fight harder to be who you are, right? Because no, that's not the right way. Don't tell me I have to dress this way or look this way to be, accepted. But, for me to be comfortable who I am, I have to be this way or that way. No, I mean, you know who you are as a person, your personality, your character is a big thing. If you don't like your character, your own personality, that's the inner part of you, I gotta say. Because yes, your face and everything you hear, that's all outer, we see that. But the inner thing, the inner work, all that stuff, that makes you, right? You don't like that? That's just wow. That's a deeper thing that you have to look into and see the joy of it being different from other people, right? And it's a beautiful thing. So don't feel like you have to change that. Embrace it. Okay? Embrace your look. Okay? Embrace everything about you. Because remember, you can change though. You can evolve to someone else. Of course you can. That's what nature do, right? We are a product of nature, so we can change who we are, but do it organically. Okay? Organically is the best way than doing it artificially. Any day. Trust. Because nature do change organically. And yeah, unfortunately, it does change artificially, but that's a different kind of way. That's not nature's way. That's the man-made way, and then it's a whole different problem. But you can change something. So if you have longer hair, you want to get shorter hair. You want to grow out your hair. If you want to be bigger, you want to be thinner. You want to be you're thinner. You want to be bigger. Those things, that could change. Of course, you could definitely do that. And you could adjust, right? That's fine, but it depending how you want to change yourself because you're uncomfortable who you are. But Tracy, she never changed herself really like that. She just really embraced who she is. Didn't really change anything. So that's what I'm saying. If you don't have to change who you are, you just be comfortable who you are, period. And that's going to bring a delight in the world and have that great energy, because you're going to have negative energy not being comfortable with who you are. I mean, then you're going to get that negative energy back, and it's not going to help anything at all, because I had to tell you that is a beautiful thing for you to be who you are, and that's what makes us unique. And yeah, she also said that she thought she had to be someone else to be lovable. Now, a lot of us want to change and be someone else because we just love who they are, right? We want to be liked. So for some to be like me, everyone will be liked. You want to be accepted. So it's like, yeah, I want to just be someone else because they like that. So let me just be that way. And then next thing you know, you will lose yourself. And you don't want to lose yourself, because you lose yourself. Remember, those people that you're trying to, change to be so you could be liked, okay, or be lovable, guess what? They ain't gonna help you to find who you are. They're not doing that. Okay, so you have to be happy in your own skin. You gotta make sure that, listen, this is how you are. Okay, be true to it. If they don't like it, that's their business. You find a tribe of people or something else that will accept you. It's just that simple. We have different frequencies, different alignments. If that doesn't work out, move it to a different thing. Okay, because that's what people do in the industry sometimes, right? They just be someone else because that's in, they have to just go by it. And then they don't want to do what they really want to do or be who they want to be, because that's not in. That's not what's going on right now. And it's like, what? Like, no. I mean, no. You don't need to be louder or quieter or, cross your leg just because you see everyone cross your leg. I cross your leg too. Like, I could just, I don't need to do that. Why should we all be one thing in certain things? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, as long as you're not doing something that's that's negative, then why do you have to try to be someone else? That throws out your whole uniqueness, right? That throws everything out. That you don't need to be someone else to be liked. Everyone wants to be liked, and I know everybody likes to be liked. It's not a problem about that, but don't have to be something you're not, because that's not going to put any service to you at all. It's not going to serve you well at all. And you losing yourself is not a good thing. That's when you're going to break down in a corner and you want to know how your life is so great. And then now you just breaking down in a corner. Because you're there being somewhere else. You're doing other things that you may not even like, but you just want to be likable. And you're doing things you don't really feel in your gut that is good. And you just like, well, I just want to be liked. No. It's not going to work. I'm just saying, right? But it's not gonna be healthy. And you have to be true to yourself, period. And being true to yourself, that's gonna help you attract to who you need to be. Not who you need to be, but who will fit in that realm, right? They don't like you because you're not this way, how they want you to be, or they want to mold you how they want you to be. That's not where you need to hang out or be around. So just be yourself. Okay. She also said that she's still learning to love herself. How to be kind to herself when she's not sure she made the right decision. So it's basically self-talk, she didn't really like that. Yeah, you're not liking yourself, you're saying bad things about yourself because you made a wrong decision, or things fail, or things didn't go your way how you want it to be. Man, it's not gonna help anything at all whatsoever. It's just not. Never is. A child is not gonna say, oh my God, I made a wrong decision. Who am I? They're not gonna do that. They're like, oh well, next thing. And they back at it again. Adults, we just like, oh my God, we just wanna stay in bed and have ice cream and just watch shows, binge on shows because we just made a bad decision, or we failed at something, or things didn't go our way. And it's like, why? How on earth is that going to get any results to be better with that kind of energy? That is not going to get you anywhere. So self-talk and self-hatred is such a common thing, and trust, it's not going to get you anywhere. And you have to get in that positive set. Things didn't go that way. Guess what? What can I do next time? Who can I ask for help? What do I need to read next time? Well, guess what? Keep a note on that. Okay? Keep a note on that. And you say, you know what? That's my reference. So it can get better. That's how we get better. That's how we improve, right? That's why we're like expert at things, because we had failed and we did things and we tweaked things around. And now we found a formula or whatever that worked well for us. Uniquely for us. Sometimes it's something that can help everybody if you follow that formula, whatever that is. But sometimes that formula is not equal to everybody else. So sometimes it's just uniquely to you. So you get better at it, right? And that's how you teach people to not go through the same mistakes and all of that stuff, right? Make that be a beautiful thing. That's how you were able to walk, right? You had to fall down, right? You thought you was able to walk there to get that cookie, and it didn't happen. And you're like, oh well, I'ma still keep going and keep fighting through till I get to that end. That's it. They're gonna get up and try again. They're not gonna cry unless they hurt themselves or something, then they'll cry. But otherwise than that, they're like, okay, well, let me get up and I'm getting that cookie. If they have to crawl, they're gonna crawl back. Like, I was gonna walk, but it didn't work out. I'm gonna do back the crawling, right? Whatever that is. But they keep going until they get it. So don't have to beat yourself bad about that if you don't make the right decision, because it's not going to get well. It's actually going to be better if you talk about good things and improve on that in order for you to get the right result, right? She also said that it's just basically, it's a waste of time. Is this, she even shaved about her body and everything everything of that nature. Beat up herself, some bad talk about herself, and she didn't like her body at one point, all that kind of stuff. It's a waste of time. Like I said, you go lay down in bed all day and be sulky and depressed because you failed at something or didn't make the right decision on something. Is not going to get anything for you. It's not going to benefit you. You keep finding ways that's going to get you better, right? And improve. And that's how you get better and better and better. And you teach one, it pass on, and it's a beautiful feeling, right? She also said about not comparing herself. Basically, don't compare yourself with other people. A lot of people are doing that. They just can't. It's like a drug. They just have to compare themselves all the time because they want to be like this person. I mean, yeah, you want to be. Let's say you want to make that money, right? Everybody want to make that certain amount of money. Oh, I want to be like you, who's making all that money, and I want to be like this, and look at the cars and whatever it is. Just who they are as a person, or whatever it is you want to be like that person, because that's what you're working towards. And now you don't become that person. Now you want to start getting mad at that person and hate that person, and it's like, what's going on? So really, comparing is, again, it's not going to bring anything great to you. You're going to be thinking negatively about someone else who you can't be like, right? Or you're trying to be and you just wish you was in their shoes, and how come you did the same thing they're doing and they got it but you didn't get it? Like, come on. Again, all that negativity is not going to help you get any better. You have your own way of getting it. You have your own journey. And because you have your own journey, that is going to help you to help others. And it's always a different way to that point. It's like making $1 million. There's so many different ways to make $1 million, right? But you're going to get mad because someone made it faster than you or something, or you're trying to get there and it's not going that way. You can't even make one sale. Oh my gosh, you beat yourself up. Like, that's where the imposter syndrome comes in, and it's just an ugly feeling. Listen, you are your own person. Like I said earlier, you're your own person, you're your own uniqueness, and you comparing, trying to be like someone or be like someone else or whatever, that is not going to do you any service. Yes, you can look at others and as an inspiration, right? That will lift you up, but don't look at it as a jealousy, as in how dare you, or how come things didn't go the way. That's not gonna help out. And she noticed that. Tracy had noticed that comparing other people is not gonna push through your light, right? You have yourself to give in your own way, and is always unique in everybody's way. So you always comparing and doing all that doesn't set well. I don't like people comparing me to anybody else. I am my own person. So don't tell me, well, be like this and be like that, or that person was that way and that person way. Just because that person's that way, I must be like that. No. Okay. I can be that way my own way. Thank you very much. This is just who I am. I'm just strong and just very strong of who I am, and that's how it is. But others may have a problem with that, and then they don't know how to, not compare themselves with other people, and it becomes ugly and jealousy, and it's not going to attract good to you. So instead of you comparing to somebody, look at that person that's an inspiration and say, you know what, this is helping me to be something, right? That's helping me improve, and just use it as a teaching thing. It's like a teacher, right? That teacher been there, done that kind of thing, and they're doing it, and you just, hey, I'm learning from that person, instead of saying, hey, you're there and I want to be that way. Doesn't help anybody. She also said that everyone that has fears demanding what they want. Oh yeah. The title of fear, man. People are just scared in general. And let's talk about that. Fear. Wow. Fear is not something that is going to beat you over the head. It's not a person. It's not. Fear, let's look at this. Fear is something that it's just alerting, making you aware that something's changing, something's moving, but you can always overcome that. It's just saying, hey, there's something probably a little bit wrong and we have to like switch that up. Or it's like, oh my gosh, the change is something different. You know, it's a reaction. It's like, okay, this is a great example. You're probably, I'll use that example. Maybe a great example, but it's an example. You're going through puberty, right? Well, some people not that getting scared of puberty, but puberty is like you're so used to being one way and the next minute you start smelling some way, or you're starting to grow hair in different ways and things are starting to grow and you're just not used to, right? It's just different. And some might be scared about it. Like, you know, kids might be scared, like, oh my God, it might be getting this, what's happening, what's changing. Actually, they love to change because they love to grow up. But it's just something changing, something that's moving, and it may feel uncomfortable, right? Because something's growing bigger and it's like, oh, it hurts, right? Or something is something that's growing and it hurts, right? Just because it hurts, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It has to go through something for it to be what it has to be. And of course, it's going to be a little uncomfortable because it's not used to that, right? So it will hurt, but it's not a bad hurt. It's probably it's just a normal good hurt, right? I know it might be a bad example, but it's like how fear would come out. Fear is like, it might feel a little hurtful, you know, because you feel like, oh my God, scared and like you're about to defend yourself. But it's a change is happening. Like something, you know, you never done before, right? So you're going to feel scared. It's going to feel like, oh my God, something's going to go wrong. No, nothing will go wrong. Because that's usually what fear comes from. People are just scared because something may go wrong and they don't want something to go wrong. They want everything to be right. Everything to go fine. Everything to be, doesn't hurt or doesn't, you know, fall or whatever that is. They want everything to be perfect and must be great. But sometimes change is not going to be great, right? I mean, yes, the outcome is great, but the in between, the process to get it to that from point A to point B, it may be a little rocky, and that's how it is. The same thing like airplanes. You're going to your destination in the air, and it gets a little rocky, a little turbulence. That's what's gonna happen. I mean, that's how nature is. So you know what you want, and it's okay to speak up and say what you want, period. Because you don't go after what you want knowing that this is you and deserving for it. Then you're going to always think about it. And that's not good. And then you're going to think and you're going to think. And then things are not going to come out the way you want it to be. And then you're going to be unhappy. And then it's going to be a cycle. And you're going to be sitting in an unhappiness because what you want that you know you're deserving for is not coming because you're just too shy to say something. Now I understand when people have, for example, for their work, they say, listen, hey, I want to get a raise, whatever, but you know what you do, right? You know what you do, you speak up and you say what I say. If they say no, they say no. They say yes, they say yes. But if you're going to sit down and expect them to just do it because they're supposed to, because they see what I do and they don't do it, they sometimes, because you didn't say nothing, they don't do it. But if you're going to sit down there and sulk and not say anything, then there's nothing can change, right? And you have to move the boat. You have to be able to, you know what you want, you go after what you want. Now, you may not get what you want. Doesn't mean that, oh my God, you know, how dare it didn't go the way I need it, even though you're most deserving. But sometimes that thing you so thought that you thought it was like something you really, really want may not be actually what you really wanted. Maybe it was something else that comes up. Sometimes you get what you want. Sometimes you don't get what you want, but you get something better, right? And there's a reason for it. So you should not be afraid of fear. Don't be fear. Don't be afraid of it. You conquer over it. You move past it. Fear is always going to come up all the time. People get scared of things all the time. But you have to look at it like, is that going to define who you are? Is the reason why you shouldn't get what you need to get? Is that the reason why you can't move forward? Because of the feeling of fear, of being scared? Like, no. Because it outweighs that. It's a feeling like being sad and being happy and angry. Fear is another one. So if you allow fear to be a barrier and give it that much power for you to get through what you need to get through and get what you want, then you will always be sitting in the back burner. And then you're going to start hating on other people. Then you're going to start comparing yourself. Then you're going to start saying all these kind of things. You're going to start self-talking and self-sabotaging. And then, yeah, it goes a whole downhill from there. Yeah, but fear doesn't have to bring a gun to your head at all. You can fight through it. It's not going to say, how dare you move in past me? No, we'll sit its behind down and let you go. You know, it's just going to. But you know what you want. You know what you need. And don't be afraid to go after what you want. If it doesn't come your way, okay. Let's say you did fight through it and it didn't go the way it needs to be. So what? You get better at it, or something else may come better your way, and it's okay. Because that's happened sometimes. You will think that you want this thing and you get it. You're like, wait, hold up. Do I really, really wanted that? No, I don't want it anymore. And then, different reason comes in. So don't make fear knock you in the head, because it's just, you're never going to move forward and you're never going to be happy. So fear will always show up. It's up to you whether you want it to rule your life or you rule it. Point blank, simple. I think another thing she said was, just because you didn't get what you deserve doesn't mean you're not worthy of it. That's a little bit what I was saying. You did all that. You fight through the fear. You fight through the sabotage. You did what you got to do. You burn sweat and tears. And you're like, oh my God, how dare it didn't happen? And you go back into spiraling down, right? No, you are worth it. You know who you are. You know you demand more. You know you need love. You know you need to be cared for. You know you need to be respected and all these great stuff. And you know your skill set. You know you're amazing in certain things and all that good jazz. But just because it didn't go out the way that you so hoping to be, and you feel you're so deserving, doesn't make you less worthy. It's like, just because you make out a product and people didn't buy it at that premium price doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be paid at that premium price. Probably that product is just not right. Probably tweak it a little bit more. Probably just, something. Probably leave the product as is and just add something to it. I mean, it's like cooking. If you just add salt, it just changed the whole world of that dish, right? So sometimes you need to add a little something. Sometimes you just need to take something out. Something that adjusts a little bit of way and it will come out the way you want to. But sometimes it just doesn't. No matter how you do it, it just didn't work out. It's okay. You are still, you're still awesome. You're still great. You're still an amazing person. You still should be true to yourself. Okay. Because that's how life is. Sometimes it doesn't go the way it goes, and be okay with that. Because sometimes, think about it, if you get everything you feel that you deserve, sometimes it doesn't go. Sometimes you probably like, dang, I want something different, and and yeah, sometimes that happens, and you don't want that to happen. You don't want it. Sometimes some people who think they got it and they will get it, they're like, you know what, I'm happy I didn't get it because something else came through, or they're improving better in whatever that is. So don't feel you're unworthy. You are worthy, period. I just think I had to just stress more on that. You're worth it. You are deserving, period. You know what's right. You know what's there. It will come to you, either that or something better. And always remember that. Don't have to cut yourself short because of so on and so forth. It is not going to do you any good. You always have to stay strong, who you are, keep on pushing, and it will come to you, it or something better. It's really that is. But don't think you are less worthy of because of things and that to the third. No. Your prices is how it is, right? Your acting, your talent, your skill sets, all of that is a wonderful thing, and it's incredible. And just because you didn't get it and because you was well deserved doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. This life is so big and precious, so many things can come your way you don't even imagine, and it makes sense to sit down there and beat yourself up, right? Because you didn't get that thing. Because you're so worthy. No, it's okay. There's a lot of things that happen in life, and don't feel that you are any less than that. Okay. She also said that everything does not have to be a famous moment. Basically famous moment or Instagram moment. Sometimes to see we are special is the most small intimate moment with you and the trees, basically. So basically saying being famous, trying to put yourself out there, trying to have this show off, basically, right? You think that, that's what, that's a huge moment, right? You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't. Some people feel like because they say you can't do this, do that, I'm gonna prove them wrong. I can do it. I understand that will come through. But again, just do it not to prove them wrong. Just do it because you generally want to do something. You know what I mean? Don't try to force yourself into something you don't need to do. Don't have to put a facade, to be something else, right? Because sometimes the smallest things makes a massive, massive, massive impact. And I'm big on small things. I've always been like that. I always like things simple, but it's extravagant. I've always been that way. And that's why I get a lot of compliments on things. Like when I say how I dress, for example, they're like, oh, that's so wonderful. And it's something simple I put together. And it attracts people to say, hey, it looks great. Then someone who goes out and really gets something, overdo it, and then it's like they expect to get comments and you don't get no comments, and it's like, why don't I get no compliments, right? Being with yourself, because she said being with the trees, right? Being with yourself and being quiet, basically just being in nature, just being to yourself and thinking and reflecting can really prove things, because you could probably see things a little differently. You can tweak things, because remember, it's you, right? Think about it. You doing your little spirituality things, your spiritual stuff, your meditation, all that good stuff. You're just being quiet and still, not dealing with all that fuss and noise. You're just with self. And it's a beautiful thing to be with self, right? Everyone want to know what's the next big thing, right? But sometimes the next big thing is just being to yourself. Have you been to yourself, been with yourself lately? Just to pause and just take in your surroundings, right? Just take in the present moment, because sometimes that can make you stronger, right? Sometimes it's noticing small things, encouraging things, and just seeing, doing small things, whatever. Just being to yourself, it really can make things better. Because you get a clearer head. It's not too much noise in your head. There's too much noise already. See this, look at this, hear this, yada yada. You take a time away from that, by an ocean, by something, by a flower, by a plant in your home, and just have a conversation. That really can clear out some things. Sometimes that could that make you do some self-reflection that is like you need to work on. Because you're so much in the go, 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 and what people want, people want, and you're like, wait, what do I want? Sometimes that one question can just like, well, let me kind of cut everything out for a second and work on yourself. And then once you see, that's how that alone is just a wonderful thing, because now you see and you might reflect and say, this is what it is. So when you go back in the scene and like, hey, you're like, ho, wait, stop, no. This is my direction. This is what I'm firm with, and that's that. And they will look with their mouth drop in awe, like, what? It's not going to be this way, that way? Because no, because it's just different how you look at things. So those times would be, doing small things, being to yourself, having that me time, that really helps strengthen a lot. Mentally, spiritually, physically, because you just be with self, and it's okay to be with self, and because yourself is nature, right? And nature is always there for you. It's always having your back if you trust it, right? So you being with that nature, whatever that nature may be, is there to help you. It's there to embrace you. It's always there to lift you up. It's never there to put you down, unless you try to do something to it that's bad, then it will get back at you. But always in that, it's there to nourish you and care for you and be there for you, right? So just being, in that atmosphere can really change things for you. So those things you have to understand, those are important moments. Those are something that is big and huge, right? If you're not caring about the small things, you're missing out. Because do you realize little small things put together makes big things? And what makes a whole? Different things, different parts make a whole. So if you're not really caring about this part and that part, you want to know why you're lopsided, is because you're not focusing on those other little pieces that you think is not important, right? I don't want to stay by myself. I don't want to go read a book. I don't want to go walk in nature. I got things to do. Okay. And then you want to know why you fall on your face every 2 seconds, because you ignore the fact of self and nature, or whatever, just being to yourself, or whatever that you're doing that you don't think is important is messing up, right? And that's why it's out of whack. So do pay attention on those small things, because is really important for you. And yeah. And she lastly said a mantra. They asked about, what's her mantra, and she, like a flower, you are worthy of love without effort. And that ties down everything that she basically was saying, all that I even said. You are worthy. Everything is lovable, right? Everything is a wonderful thing. Your uniqueness, who you are, caring about small things, not beating yourself up, all those negative things and comparing yourself and all that. You don't need all that to be happy, right? Because it's all it's doing is attracting bad stuff to you. Okay? You are living on this earth. You are yourself, right? You being on this earth, you are worthy, right? You don't need to be evaluated first before you got to be likable or accepted or worthy enough. A flower, like she said, a flower comes in this world. Everyone loves flowers. They don't love flowers because they think it's too girly, or that becomes a whole other situation. But how can you hate a flower? Like, in general, why would you hate a flower? Why would you hate a tree? Like, literally, why would you hate a tree? Like, why would you hate it? Like, if you think about it, who hates a tree? Well, depending what kind of tree and what it does in the roots or whatever. I don't say mess up the sidewalk or whatever. I'm just saying in general, right? Who just hates, let's say, a rose? Who hates a rose? Like, who hates a rose? Like, who hates it? Like, you like it because it's a rose. Because why? It has a uniqueness, right? It's just something created that comes from love. It comes from love, right? And nature is love, right? So it comes from a source that is beyond anything you can imagine, right? And it's there when you touch it, right? It's so soft and just touching it, right? You touch the petals. It's very soft. It's very silky. It's just very delicate. It's right? Because that's who it is. You don't need an effort to like that flower. Like, it's like back to comparing, right? I don't like that flower. I like this one. But you're not gonna really just not like it. It's more like you would prefer something better, but you're not gonna hate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would prefer lilies over roses, or you prefer what other flowers? Orchards over sunflower. You will prefer something over, but would you dislike it or hate it? No. You can have your preferences, but you're not going to hate it. And you as a person being on this earth, why should you have to put so much effort to be cared about? Is no need for that. If you did something bad, you were just an evil person, then, it's just, you did bad things. So yeah, you got to put in some effort, right, to get people to like you because you was doing all these bad negative things. But if you're just a person who just not doing nothing negative, everyone got ups and downs, why you shouldn't be loved? It doesn't make any sense. Like, nature is love. We come from nature. So why can't we just be loved because why is the first thing you see somebody, I hate them because I don't know them. I never seen them before. What? Doesn't make any sense. So you want to talk bad about them and do things wrong because you don't know about them. Like, that's just dumb. You'll get more better things out of it by being nice to the person, right? So if they do something wrong, you can say, okay, now I understand why I would not like you, right? But you start off with, I don't like you because I don't know you. it's like, that's a disaster. You know, you could look at the person like, you don't even know me. Why would you hate me? Like, you know, does that make any sense? Always start off liking something, or, you know, being nice. It always, then when you want to not like something, it makes sense. But everybody's supposed to be able to be loved, be kind to, be cherished, be nourished, right? Because it's just always, it always comes, there's better things comes with that. Remember, positive always attract positive. So you always putting out positivity, that's going to attract more positivity. So it's just, it doesn't make any sense to just start off things. I feel with that mantra is, you don't really have to feel like there is a lot of things you got to do to be accepted in the world, or a lot of things you have to do to be liked, loved, whatever. Because we are humans. Animals don't dislike animals, right? Because no, you know, they just don't dislike them just to dislike them. You know, if you do something wrong, or you're doing something that you're not supposed to do, they will dislike. You know, like you come into my territory. But everybody's supposed to be loved, period. You know, everyone's supposed to be cared about, because that's where positivity come in. That's where all the good stuff comes in. That's what makes us unite. That's you. If you talk bad about yourself, if you feel negative all the time, it's not going to do anything for you. You have to, you're supposed to always know you are deserved to be loved no matter what, right? You deserve to be liked, right? You shouldn't have to do things out of whack just to be. It doesn't, you will lose yourself, and it's just no need of that. So you might feel that someone not love you, whether someone who's close to you or so. That's their situation. That's their problem. That's not yours. Because you are unique. You are magnificent. Just like that flower, right? And you are precious, just like that flower. Everybody is. It's funny, everybody is so precious when they're babies, right? Oh, you're such an angel, right? Right? Even babies, we all was babies at one point, right? We was all precious and gorgeous and an angel, and you know, we was like that flower. But somewhere along the way, as we grow up, take out the child, you know, we as adults now, we teenagers, all of a sudden now it's like, you ain't no angel, you ain't perfect, you ain't precious. Who on earth said you wasn't? You was at birth, and you will be as you grow old. Like, think about that. With that said, I conclude things that was said. So thanks, Tracy, Ellis, for sharing those little vulnerabilities with us, because it was some things that needed to be addressed and be said. And so it's really so nice to hear that from a celebrity, right? You know, because it brings home that they are human and they go through things, and you know, it gets hard sometimes, and we all learning, we're all growing, we're all thriving. So yeah, thanks, Tracy, and I hope this brings some type of clarity, some kind of things to improve on if you need to improve on, but just shed some light on some things that need to be discussed. Talk to you soon.